Hello and welcome to another exciting episode of Abuja, My City, My Territory. I am Uviemena Ajekuko. The Korean Cultural Center was established on the 24th of May 2010 to promote culture and tourism between the Republic of South Korea and Nigeria. This week, we experience the foreign culture, popular sports, and many other traditions without leaving the confines of the capital city. Stay with us as we explore.
Hello as annyeonghaseyo. Annyeonghaseyo. Yes, welcome. So let me take you to the world of writing. Okay, so there used to be a king in the Korean history. His name is King Sejong, and in 1443 he made the Hangul writing. Now the Hangul writing is such a beautiful handwriting that comprises of logic and simplicity. So these are the different handwritings on the wall. This ones you see in the boxes. This is the H, a H sound. Sound. Yes. And this is ang. Yes. It works in two forms. You could use it as an ending sound, and sometimes it's just a filler sound. And so we have the ch sound. Can you see something like that?
Yes, it does.
Yes, it does. Yes, it does. And then you have the extra sound and the p. Yes. So we have 14 consonants and 10 vowels, and that's what makes Hangul. Hangul is very, very easy to learn. You can literally learn Hangul in a week if you are lazy, and you can learn the entire Hangul in a day. That's how very simple it is. Pronunciation and writing is the simplest and easiest thing on Korean language. And they all come from your voice sound, like the way your tongue is shaped. So if you're pronouncing the ch sound, just exactly the way your tongue goes to the roof of your lip, that's just the way you pronounce it. Yes. Thank you.
24 letters.
24 letters. So let me take you somewhere else. This is something I personally love. This is the G. Now, in those days when the king is coming, I know if you've watched Korean movies, you see when the king is coming and someone is there to announce, yeah, the king is coming! Bang! Good God. Would you love to try it?
I would love to.
Yes, please go ahead.
Okay.
So I will announce the king's presence. Hey, the king is coming! I think you did a great job. So this is the jing, and it's used as to announce. Let's just do what we have in Tampere. So it's used to announce, and at the same time, it's also a musical instrument. It has this roaring sound when you hit it. Yes.
It's like an echo that's
an echo. Yeah. So it has this unique echo, deep sound. So however,
is there a special name for this particular?
No, this is called jing
together.
Yeah.
So, combination of Korean movies, Korean songs, Korean, everything Korean entertainment is all encapsulated in Hallyu Waves. It's called Hallyu Wave, which basically means Korean entertainment. And so you have K-pop, you have Blackpink, you have BTS. We all know BTS. Who's your favorite singer in BTS?
I don't have a favorite yet.
Really?
Not yet. But I love the group as a whole.
By the way, we have so many companies that we know in Nigeria that are actually Korean, like Samsung.
Yes.
Samsung is Korean. Kia Motors is Korean. LG, Life's Good, is Korean. Electronics. We also have Hyundai Motors.
Hyundai.
Yes. Sadly, we call it Hyundai. Yeah, Hyundai. It's actually Hyundai. So Hyundai Motors. And that's to show you how long and how much we have been with Korea. It's just that this is now the time that we are showcasing the cultural aspect of Korea, but we've actually been relating with Korea for such a very long time. There's hardly a house that you go to that does not have one or two things Korean, if it's not the TV, Samsung or LG TV, or somebody that knows somebody that has a Kia Moto. It's literally there everywhere. So we have Korea all around us. Samsung. And Samsung actually started as a noodle shop, and then it diverted into electronics, and now we have the company called Samsung.
Conglomerate right
A
now.
whole conglomerate, yes. They go into entertainment and so much more.
Hello, good afternoon. How are you?
Very well, thank you.
Yeah, I'm director of Korean Cultural Center, Lee Jin-soo. Welcome to Korean Cultural Center.
It's very nice to meet you.
Did you enjoy it?
Yes, I did.
Yeah,
I
okay.
did enjoy it. I did enjoy the tour. So how does the Korean Cultural Center promote international tourism and diplomacy between Nigeria and South Korea?
Okay. First of all, thank you for having me on your show. As you may well know, the Korean Cultural Center in Nigeria was established in 2010, the first of its kind in Africa. This year marks our 10th anniversary in Nigeria. Since our establishment, we have worked to ensure interaction and exchange of ideas in art, culture, sports, media, and education, so as to foster mutual understanding between the peoples of Korea and Nigeria. We have had the Korea and Nigeria joined the music, dance performance, art, and fashion exhibition in both of countries. The KCCN has invited and hosted Nigerians to various education, media, taekwondo workshop, as well as Korea tour outings in Korea. We also have had Korea troops the visit places of interest in Nigeria, including participating in Calabar Carnival and visiting some tourism sites in Abuja and Calabar. On the KCCN, the media platform, social media platform, we showcase various Korean tourism sites to inform Nigerian people about such places in Korea.
That's very interesting. So out of all these programs that Korean Cultural Center promotes, which of them is most enjoyed by the people who come here?
At KCCN, we have quite a number of activities and programs that include Korean Taekwondo training, Korean language class, Korean traditional drum class, Korean movie screening, undergraduate and graduate student scholarship program, K-pop dance classes, and many more. Why it may be difficult to say exactly which is preferred or most enjoyed. Maybe the K-pop dance, annual K-pop dance competition has become quite popular in Nigeria, especially among young people.
Throughout the tour today, central theme of the Korean Cultural Center is to promote education in Nigeria and offer Nigerian students the opportunity to travel to South Korea and further their studies. Can you expatiate a bit more on that?
So since 2010, we try best to deliver Korean education system to the Nigeria. But among the education system, so we run the scholarship, undergraduate, graduate scholarship program. So the 2 times 1 year, so we recommend the Nigerian students to study abroad in South Korea. So maybe 1 or 4 people. So during my term, I want to increase the number of recommendation the students to South Korea. So yeah.
That's very impressive. So how do you become a registered member of the Korean Cultural Center? What processes do you go through to become part of this beautiful culture?
Yeah. Oh yeah. So the among the activities, for example, the K-pop dance team, dance performances. So the annual event where young people participate in highly competitive dance competition. Professional Nigerian dancer and high school students from group choose the Korean pop song of their choice and make the video of their own dance and send it across to us. This is the preliminary strategy of competition. The top group dance team from this preliminary stage will then be invited from all across the country to final, which take place in a city in Nigeria. The winners go home with different prize, cash prize and gifts. And overall, the best winner of the day usually stands a chance to participate in all expense paid trip to Korea for World K-pop dance team. Yeah.
All expenses?
Yeah, right. Yeah.
That is very
Yeah,
nice.
very interesting.
Very nice.
Nigeria is very the talent for dance and music. So yeah.
So the COVID-19 pandemic has affected a lot of businesses and organizations. How's the Korean Cultural Center dealt with these changes?
There is no doubt that this year has been fraught with many challenges and also uncertainties as a result of the COVID-19 outbreak. In line with the given guidelines and protocols, we have since limited most of our activities to online space. But as you know, culture and the art sector is the one sector that requires physical interaction to achieve desired maximum impact. But however, we are also impressed with the amount of followership that we have had on our online activities, indicating that many more people are adapting to this challenge of this time. So I would say that KCCN had adjusted well the effect of the pandemic. Lastly, I want to thank Nigerians who shows interest and participate in all our activities. The KCCN will continue to engage in cultural programs that will strengthen mutual understanding and cooperation between the peoples of Korea and Nigeria. Thank you.
So we're currently at the Taekwondo Center, or called Dojang, at the Korean Cultural Center. And we're going to be learning a few Taekwondo moves, so stay with us as we learn.
Wow. Hi, welcome to the Korean Cultural Center, Nigeria, and we are reaching live from Abuja, the federal capital of Nigeria. This is the Dojang, that is the Korean word for training ground. Whenever Taekwondo is trained, it's called a Dojang. And this is one of the parts of the Korean Cultural Center as a whole. I don't know if you have been briefed before. This Dojang is 10 years old, going to 11. It was commissioned alongside the Korean Cultural Center as a whole on the 24th of May, 2010. And my name is Bolan Ogumuyiwa, a master in the art of Taekwondo and the head coach of the center. And here is, I want to speak for himself.
Okay, my name is Olabode Rafik, the assistant coach here. And as we all know, Taekwondo has 3 root words: Tai, Kwon, and Do. Tai means a leg or the trend of using your feet, while we have Kwon, meaning hand. And Do is the way or this discipline behind the usage of your hand and your leg. So basically, Taekwondo, as we all know, comes from Korea, and it has evolved over years. Earlier, it was known for another name, not until 1957 when they adopted the name Taekwondo. Because before then, we have various martial arts in Korea, but everything merged up to become unified Taekwondo today. And as of year 2000, Taekwondo become official Olympic sport. And this is a major way of exhibiting and transforming the Korean culture into other things. The Korean dress we are on, you will see the other dresses, it looks more like each other. Check the color. That's one of their way of doing things. The trousers also is as free as anything. It's still a part of their culture. And the top or the uniform is known as dubok. Like they have the ambok. Now it's dubok. And we have baji, we have T, and we have shaji. T means belt. Baji, the trousers, and shaji. So these are what we dress, the way we dress. And here, if you can see from what we have written here, this is what Taekwondo means. And we have different branches of Taekwondo. We have the well-known part of it, which is the sporting aspect, and that is known as Kyurigi. Under that sporting aspect, we have 2. We have Kyurigi, which is the combat, kicking, while the other one is Pumsi, demonstration. But that demonstration leads to another thing, which is known as the Osensu, attack and defense. The means of you safeguarding yourself when you find yourself in danger angles. And that Pumsi is just preparing your mind that you can have 2, 3 people attacking you. How do you defend yourself against such attack? And we have Kumdo, which is the use of weaponry. When you are being attacked with weapon, how do you defend it? And what are the weapons that you as a person can learn as well? Then we have Kyopa, breaking. We have boards like this. We have planks of any thickness. And this is just giving us an instance that if you have a bone as thick as this, you can still break it. And in our body, we have nothing less than 15 body weapons. As we all know, fighting is just animal instinct. So even if you see fish, they fight. You see ant, they fight. But now, when it comes to human being, we have a lot of weapons in our body, but most of us are not so vast on those weapons. Okay. With this hand alone, you have nothing less than 7 weapons. only in this hand.
Now, he has mentioned 5 branches of Taekwondo. Now, all those 5, we call them 5 basic branches. Now, generally Taekwondo practice come into 2 broad forms: traditional Taekwondo and sports Taekwondo. Traditional Taekwondo is it focuses more on the self-defense aspect, which means how do you live in a jungle? How do you live outside the aggression of people who don't want to? How do you cope with the aggression of society? Generally, self-defense. You don't attack people, but when you attack, what do you do? And how do you avoid yourself? How do you avoid being injured or being mauled? Now, we want to demonstrate, let's start with self-defense.
So if you want to attack me, assuming I'm a lady, you're a guy, let's just change our position. So you do that.
Jacking. Oh, that's the first one.
I don't need to wait till your hand gets to my body. If I should wait, then maybe I may not be able to get out of it.
Very good.
But the first thing is you seeing and knowing
I'm
what.
very eager to learn some basic moves. Can we
Let's start with
get
hold.
to that?
Okay.
Let's start with hold.
Now I'm holding you. Let's say I'm just coming from behind. You stay.
Just stay, don't worry, just stay. Just
I want
face
to
camera.
harass you sexually from behind. I'm coming in. You know, this is for somebody that is not your friend, is a wrong position.
Yes.
You understand?
Very wrong.
Now, how do you get out?
Okay.
Yeah, don't forget you're still facing me. And you need to remove this hand easily, freely. Remove the hand and make sure that the person understands that I don't want to injure you. If not, I would have done that. Now, you can do the same thing to me.
Hold him.
Hold me that simple.
Very good.
See, all I need to do is just this.
Oh wow.
And your whole body is exposed.
Yes.
If I want to use leg, all I need to do is just to keep up. Football way of doing things, just play the football
sorry.
up. Then the person will understand what is happening. How do you stop me from hugging you?
Okay. And then you move.
Now you do that.
I want to
same
hug.
thing.
Want to hug
Okay. Wow.
the elbow.
The elbow goes straight to the mouth.
That's it. Part of it.
I don't need to do anything, only that I have to stretch my elbow out.
Okay.
Then that is done.
Let us try that one.
Okay. I'm coming.
We want to hug you.
Just
Elbow.
stretch your elbow.
Let's go.
Already, this is stopping me from going in. And that is a way for you to protect yourself without disturbing yourself on the instant. Now, another one is, it's easy for ladies. We all have our weak points. As I'm coming in, all you need to do is just raise your knee straight in your front and see what will happen to me.
Very good. Stopper.
You don't need your hand. I'm the one rushing in. And all you need is raise your leg to that level, and the person will all understand what will happen to that side of the body. Then that's another simple one.
One more. Just one.
And if I want to say, if I look at the shoe you wore earlier, it has heel, and that's a weapon for you. Let's say I want to hug you from back. This is one of the very easy way of attacking, harassing you.
Okay.
I'm coming from back to hug you.
What do you do?
Now I've grabbed you. How do you get out?
Don't use energy. Don't use force.
You're using force. I don't need force.
Okay.
Do the same thing from
You grab him.
On this way, all I need to do is just bend forward, stretch.
Oh wow.
You are out.
Okay.
Let's
That's
assume
one.
the person is so
Big.
strong, so big. Hold
again.
All I need is the toes is still there, and you have a high heel shoe. Step on the shoe, on the toes. The person will do this and will release you. While the person is releasing, you have your leg. You can go to the groin, and you have the elbow to strike as well. So it's not all about exchanging. It's about you doing one thing, so you have enough time to move out. You understand? So let me just put a pause on that. So maybe my colleague can go deeper.
Yes, I think you've exhausted the basics that I think a beginner needs to know. It's an appreciation of Taekwondo. That's what we are doing. We are not really teaching the in-depth of it. But I think let us end with the class with a break-in, because he said 5 branches of Taekwondo, 5 primary branches. kumdo, use of weapon, pumse, pattern, sparring, churigi, osinsu, attack and defense, and kyopa is breaking. Kyopa gives us strength. Let's do that one. That's the last thing.
This is a board, though detachable, but we have planks of this thickness.
Okay.
And this thickness means, if you check this very well, it's more than a centimeter thick, and our rib bone is just 1 centimeter thick. Which means if you can break something like this, you can crack the rib bone. If I should be able to break something like this, it means the rib is not safe if I attack with the same technique and the same force. Now, for instance, this hand, how strong do you think it is?
Very sure.
But it's very strong. This one too is very strong. You know, if you attack the nose, the person will start bleeding. We may not know, but this, if you attack the nose straight, easily, with just minimal force, the person will start bleeding.
Okay.
Because of the nose bridge. Now, this same way, you see, I'm applying force, and you are hearing the sound. It seems so hard, but with just a breath, I can break it.
Okay.
All I need is, I want to break. Then I'll do this.
Wow.
All I need is, when you are going in, your hand, stretch it once and exert the force at a time. You don't need to start exerting at this point. One of the mistakes most of us does is, I want to punch you. I will start the punch from here. No. On the point of contact, that's when I exert the force. So, I've released the force to him, I've withdrawn my own hand, but he will feel the force. People will think I didn't do anything, whereas I've impacted something on him. That's the same thing with this. So, basically, as a whole, Taekwondo is not all about fighting. And one of the basic things, when I was trying to say, to give the meaning of Taekwondo, is the discipline aspect. When you learn Taekwondo, you find it difficult to say you want to fight outside. It's not because you don't want to fight, but over time you will have learned that if I should respond to the way people are looking for this trouble, I tend to injure a lot of people. So instead of you going, you just want to go in peace. And this, our clothes denote peace. So while we are preaching peace, why do we need to engage ourselves in it? But as a last resort is what we are learning, all this self-defense.
Last resort.
Yes, that's
Last
very
resort.
important.
So it's not all about, my friend, we are exchanging words, I'll start using, no, Taekwondo doesn't allow that. It doesn't allow. We have a principle, lay down principle, you must be able to control yourself at all situations. Even if I want to respond, it doesn't mean that I have to kill.
Thank you very,
Very
very
well.
much for this brief Taekwondo class. I hope you enjoyed the basic moves.
We close the class normally. That's a place we close the class. We are going to do salutation. Stand well. When you hear Chongye, you bow and say Taekwondo. Chongye! Taekwondo. Thank you.
There is no doubt that this has been an amazing experience at the Korean Cultural Center. It's been entertaining, educative, informative. Do visit the Korean Cultural Center right in the heart of Abuja. Thank you for staying with us. This is Abuja, my city, my territory.